Good morning. We'll go ahead and begin the call. Today's call is titled Hate Points. That means like if you love or you hate. Well, we're going to talk about hate points and how they relate to your dealership. In every environment, regardless if it's a dealership or an insurance company, it matters not what type of business you have. It is amazing to me that just in doing business with them, there are hate points, points that make the customer wonder if they made an intelligent decision to do business with your company. Today we're going to talk about some of those hate points and how it relates to the dealership environment. First, even making an appointment. Is it easy for your customer to make an appointment with your company? Well, I'll go in, some will say that, gosh, we can make an appointment online, but the appointment is actually a suggestion. It's not an appointment that the customer is scheduled, a live appointment. So they make a suggestion and someone has to say, yeah, your appointment's valid, and there's a contact there. My own personal favorite hate point is when I call customer assistance for a manufacturer of the product that I bought, and I can't understand because the company wanted to save a huge amount of money and take all of that employment out of the country. And what happens with that, then the communication is poor. They don't understand me. I don't understand them. We're trying to resolve an issue, and it creates a great example for a hate point. Now let's look at your business and be creative, go through it, because one of the things that we do when we create hate points is we don't consider them as a negative for doing business. Might be that your decision to close Saturday is because, gosh, the technicians don't like working Saturday, the advisors don't, service manager doesn't, service just doesn't like Saturday, and gosh, we'd have to staff parts department too, so we close it. We don't consider what's convenient for the customer. Then we want to do the 8 to 5. No one wants to work late. So we create another hate point. Well, I work from 8 to 5. So now I have to take off work to come down to do business with your dealership. In thinking through some of these issues, and then to ramp it up even more, we don't have a late evening involved. To offset the Saturday, so okay, if you do work 8 to 5, we do have 2 evenings or 3 evenings, or we're open till 8 in it every night, to more convenience our customer. You see, when we go into doing business, so many times we're focused in on everybody following the policy and no one being creative, no empowerment for the people, and all we do all day long is irritate. For example, a lot of the big kick right now is to not take appointments. Well, the manufacturer says on oil changes, you just show up and on when they come in, we just take care of them and we process them so quickly. Well, that's just wonderful in theory. But when you have it in practice, everybody wants the 7:30 or the 8 o'clock appointment. Guess what? Here comes 20, 25 people to get oil change at 8 o'clock. And the lines are long, the waiting areas are jammed, and what happens with that? Poor customer care. we've created a hate point by trying to comply with a decision that somebody desired for a concept of a way of doing business. The quick oil change. Now, if you had a client sitting in the waiting area, and they're sitting there for an hour and a half, and they're asked 2 or 3 times, how's my car coming? It's supposed to be a half-hour oil change. I could maybe see 45 minutes. I've been here an hour and a half now. Why? Because we don't have enough oil change technicians. Then in the afternoon, guess what happens? We start losing money as a company because all of these oil change people are standing around doing nothing, creating no benefit, no service. We could take a customer and get them right in and process them quickly, efficiently. So we learned through this that creating these hate points doesn't benefit the company in any way on customer retention, customer satisfaction, none of it. We just create them. Another one of my favorites is we're so particular about that's covered, this isn't covered, that's not a warranty issue. So we want to debate and argue with a customer that nail in your tire isn't covered. And it would take a full $15, $25 to take care of that customer. But instead, we argue it because we're right. That's not covered. And we create a hate point in the customer's mind. I want to challenge everybody today, when you're going through your day-to-day, work on just an open-minded approach. Challenge yourself. Where are my hate points in the dealership? Is it scheduling? Is it not enough technician staff? Are you scheduling customers? You think that's acceptable to schedule a customer 1 or 2 weeks out for their repairs? Do you think it's acceptable to charge them before you order a part? What are your hate points in your dealership? What are you doing to look at them, decide how to change them, to remove the hate, and reverse that into a thing that distinguishes your dealership from all of your competition? Challenge yourself. Look at these hate points. Be creative and ask yourself, isn't this better to remove them than to spend thousands and thousands of dollars in advertising? I'd rather see you spending money to remove the hate points and not kill yourself, kill your customers, get them seeking other dealerships for their service of their vehicle. The fewer hate points you have in your company, the more customers you will have. I hope everyone had a fantastic time with their families this holiday weekend, and that your year so far is going incredibly well. All right, if there's no questions, we'll call it a day. Everybody enjoy it, and we'll talk to you next week.